Collective 47, and today our theme of exploration, Tower Moment. In this video we will discuss the different aspects of a Tower Moment, and the whole video will be divided into 3 different parts. The first part describes the Tower Moment for beings in the third dimension, as reflected in the tarot card. The second part will describe a Tower Moment as assessed by a soul being in the 5th dimension, and the third part will describe a Tower Moment for a collective, which is assessed in the 5th dimension or any dimension above it. Each of these experiences of the same Tower Moment is different due to the difference in perspective, since how we see things is a matter of who we are, rather than what it is at any given point. We begin. In order for us to describe what a Tower Moment is, it's important we realize what's the meaning of a Tower Moment in the 3rd dimension. If you think clearly, you will realize that every tower in the 3rd dimension is an establishment that stands tall and higher than most of the other establishments around it, creating a sense of height, a rather higher consciousness affecting anything and everything around it through its own essence. If you look around the planet of Earth, you'll realize every major city or place has a tower or establishment standing somewhere within it, defining the overall consciousness of everything all around it. For example, this tower marks the city of Seattle. This tower, on the other hand, marks the place called London. This tower marks Toronto. This tower marks the city of Berlin. This tower marks the city of Tokyo. This tower marks the place called the Dubai. This tower, the place of Shanghai. This tower marks Italy. This tower marks Seoul. This tower marks the place of New York, so on and so forth. If you see this tower, you know you are in Paris and not in Hong Kong. Every now and then, human beings take place on each of these towers, to gather an essence of everything around it, through a higher perspective, through observation and incorporation of everything all around it. In a symbolic sense, it creates a space for a collective to belong if it wishes to belong. Now, even though a Tower Moment in a tarot is mostly reflective of the element of fear, caution, or alert point for most of the collective here in the 3rd dimension, it's important to understand there are many different aspects to it, a lot of which will be reflected through slides towards the end of this part of the video. For now, we will discuss the various other aspects of a Tower Moment here in the 3rd dimension. Most of these 3rd dimensional themes are explored in every other planet in the 3rd dimension, such as this planet Earth. If you think of it, if a tower of such essence falls down or topples over, it takes with it the overall essence of all around it, as in somewhat the sense of self or belonging, for everything that it distributed consciousness to through its presence is gone. A similar event could be the fall of the World Trade Center to the 9/11 event. A similar effect can be manifested if something or someone falls from the top of a tower. Hence, such a tower is both a representative of higher consciousness and a complete disarray if that height is reduced to nothing all of a sudden, thereby reflecting the essence of the change all throughout the universe. What goes up can also go down. Once you realize this reality, you start looking at every tower from a neutral point of what it truly is, and the fear factor is thereby lost. In a rather positive sense, a tower also helps you realign yourself from where you are to where you need to be, when or if you feel lost. If you see a certain side of a tower from anywhere in the city, you can determine where you are through direction and make an assessment of where you need to be in space. Hence, a tower also guides you with alignment or realignment. tarot, a tower moment refers to a powerful and often unexpected event that shakes up one's life, clears away illusions, and forces transformation. It comes from the Tower card, which depicts a tall tower struck by lightning, crumbling to pieces, with people falling from it, symbolizing a sudden collapse of something built on shaky foundations. Major arcana reflecting major arc in the storyline, generating a major shift of consciousness in the character involved in it. However, in the third dimension, just like most popular themes, it has been interpreted in various other ways, and we respect all of it, for these are nothing but permission slips as manifested, as however it may fit a purpose. Thus, tower moment in a spiritual sense can be the loss of an ego of a character to generate a new or better one through nothing but shifting perspective. However, the ego, being ego in the third dimension, sees the loss as a fear point rather than a change point, for it knows not what lies in the future, for it can't see the future, shattering its sense of control of reality of what's to come, which is something it always likes to be acquainted with, despite the fact it never actually is in control of reality, that is. Spiritually, a tower moment can signify the following henceforth: a sudden change, a dramatic shift in the very temporary ego-based third-dimensional life. This could be a breakup, job loss, awakening, loss of a leg, physical ailment, loss of pet, backstabbing, loss of trust, or the realization that upends your old reality. Destruction of illusions, where anything false, limiting, or ego-based is being dismantled so that truth can rise in its place. Spiritual awakening. Though it feels chaotic, it often leads to clarity, freedom, and rebirth. Letting go. It forces you to release attachments to what no longer serves your soul's path, for you've been stuck in one for too long and gotten too comfortable with the boring, devoid of any new exploration that life has to offer here in this beautiful planet. Divine intervention. The universe steps in when you have ignored the signs, and it's a cosmic reset. Once the tower moment has passed, if one chooses to shift their consciousness through acceptance of the fate, also known as Amor Fati, they will realize the gift of the tower. Though painful or shocking in the moment, tower moments are blessings in disguise. They create space for authenticity, healing, and alignment to your higher self's purpose for that moment and onwards, which you wouldn't have realized otherwise to lack of exploration of the new. They burn down the false to build something stronger, clearer, and truer. Hence we say, you don't have to fear the tower. It is here to liberate you. A few common signs of a tower moment can be presented to the ego as feeling like everything is falling apart, major life upheaval with no warning at all. What is really going on? I don't deserve this at all. Breakdowns leading to breakthroughs depending on receptiveness to the new. Truths revealed suddenly, and ego deaths or deep spiritual realizations. Now we move on to the second part of the video, a tower moment assessment from a soul's perspective in the fifth dimension. A tower moment from a soul's perspective can be presented as a moment of elation, joy, and relaxation after so long, for it wasn't finding the scope to explore something new that it already signed up for before incarnating in the third dimension. Anytime a third-dimensional being sees a tower moment through a filter of fear, the soul says, "But there is no tower." It's the ultimate guidance to a better moment through change. Upon the conjuring of a tower moment, the soul says to itself, "Thank God, finally, how exciting." Since it's an infinite being which has no end, unlike the ego, and henceforth it has nothing to fear in exploring its true essence, which is freedom to choose anything and everything from all there is to experience. If a soul were to explain a tower moment to its incarnate self in a third dimension, it would say, "Sometimes things fall apart, so better things can fall together." Now we move on to the third part of the video, a tower moment for a collective. A tower moment for a collective, however, is very much different, although similar in its essence of theme, which is change. Once a collective in a certain planet has experienced almost every aspect of a matrix within a timeline through its freedom of choice, it can feel stuck in a long karmic cycle where the same work is being done over and over, karma being work and nothing else. Upon the coming of such a moment of realization, a collective can choose to conjure or manifest an event of change that shifts an entire matrix to a different timeline. Such an event can be the discovery of America, invention of light bulb or electricity, the discovery of fire, attack of 9/11, the Pompeii incident, the birth or death of Jesus Christ or Buddha, invention of airplane, invention of a gun, invention of major vaccine, or an outbreak or pandemic, etc. This point onwards, the corresponding collective from soul level or higher will force their third-dimensional counterparts to conjure upon themselves new changes that shift their reality in their progressing timeline in the matrix that they are currently exploring forever. Upon invention of a cell phone or car, a collective now will have the option to not resort to older experiences such as telegraph or horse-drawn carts, but move on to newer and better ones or alternatives. For example, past the landing on the moon event, everybody in the collective of the planet Earth came to an understanding that it can be done, but before that event everyone may have thought it was impossible to a certain extent. Hence, a tower moment for a collective is nothing but a scope created by itself, for itself, from a soul or oversoul level in the fifth dimension or above, to explore something new through a major change in the consciousness within the third dimensional matrix for expansion of overall consciousness. Upon the presenting of such a tower moment, however, depending on the collective and themes present within the third dimensional matrix at that point, a part of the collective that indulge in a set of energies very different from the other part may choose to initiate a split so that both the collectives can explore their corresponding choices of themes within a certain paradigm of matrix available to them. For example, a collective that has two polar opposite parts, one with a rather positive overall energy distribution, can choose a path completely different than its counterpart within the same collective with a rather negative overall energy distribution. Such an event can trigger a split within the consciousness held within the third dimensional matrix, incorporating the collective. The 3D 5D split in Gaia's collective consciousness or its timelines is an example of such an event, and will take until 2050 of your year as per our timeline read to manifest, a major time span being the years between 2027 and 2033. Since we do not wish to leave you in the dark, and our primary goal being guidance to the human collective for the upcoming shift in Gaia's consciousness, we wish to just leave this very infographic picture here for you to think about. However, we have discussed this picture in much more details in some of our other videos about the Matrix and the 5D ascension of humanity. And that concludes our today's exploration. Our gratitude for your participation in the ascension journey of humanity. Feel free to like and subscribe to find similar videos in the future. Check out our videos from the Universe Unlocked series in the description. Comment here if you need more clarity on anything. Search for any specific topic that might interest or concern you. and remember to keep exploring. Until next time, 47, logging out.